Alright, so I'm going to show you in this video how to find the volume of a cone. A cone is a base that comes up to a point, sometimes called a pyramid, but if the base is circular, they're typically referred to with the name of cone. Um, if you don't remember from 7th grade, a pyramid or a cone is actually 1/3 the volume of a sphere of a cylindrical shape of that nature, or a prism shape of that nature. So if you kind of connect some thoughts in your head here, I'm going to actually show you on a notebook. From previous learning, you learned that a prism's volume is found by taking the area of the base times the height of the prism. You can consider this as the bottom layer, and then the height tells you how many layers it has. So the height is the number of layers of a base, so that's how big the volume is. It's that layer times the size of the bottom. A pyramid of the same height is actually 1/3 of that volume. So if these have the same bottom, same size bottom, and you've put this inside, you could actually fit 3 of those inside of that shape. I know it doesn't seem like it from the drawing, but you've got to trust me. If you don't trust me, I don't know what you're doing here. But anyhow, so the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 times the area of the base times the height of the prism. What does that mean? It means you take the area of the base times the height of the prism, and then you divide by 3. That's what we're going to be doing today in this video. So take notes, pay attention, use the practice to do practice before you actually complete the assignment. I highly recommend that. If you don't have this formula here, volume equals 1/3 times the base times the height written down, you need to put it in a notebook somewhere that you can refer to it if you forget. In this situation, we're taking the volume of cones, so the area of your base is actually equal to pi r squared. I want to remind everybody the area of a circle is equal to pi times the radius, or pi r squared. That's what your geometry teachers in high school are going to say it, how they're going to say it. But you need to know that. If you don't have that memorized, you're a step behind, do some catch up. So let's actually do the problems. It says find the volume of each cone, round the answer to the nearest tenth, use pi equals 3.14. I'm not going to approximate it. I'm going to find the exact answers. I'm also going to use a notebook again. Totally do this. Don't squeeze it all in on the scratch paper. Alright, number 1. Volume equals base times height divided by 3. The base of this cone is actually a circle. It's on the top. The cone's upside down. It's equal to pi times the radius times the radius. Well, the diameter is 30, so that means your radius is 15. So we're going to do volume equals 15 times 15 times pi, and we're going to multiply that by the height of the prism, which in this case is 29. And then we're going to divide that whole number by 3. So I'm going to get out my calculator. I'm going to do 15 times 15 times 29. And that is, oh, you can't even see that, 6,525. And I'm going to divide that by 3. It's a whole number, so I'm actually going to use 2175. Our volume is equal to 2,175 times pi. If these 3 numbers did not multiply to a number that's divisible by 3, I would leave it as an improper fraction, like that. Don't bother turning it into a mixed number. Leave it improper. That's totally acceptable in the eyes of most geometry teachers. But that's what I would do if that product did not equal a multiple of 3. So that's number 1, 2,175 pi, and the label would be meters cubed. Number 2, we've got a cone with a radius of 20 and a height of 37. So I'm going to write down number 2, volume equals base times height divided by 3. My radius was 20, so I'm going to take pi times radius squared for the area of my base, which means pi times 20 times 20. I'm going to times it by the height of my prism, or cone, which in this case is 37. I looked at the wrong problem, sorry. And once I find that product, I'm going to divide all of it by 3. So 20 squared, 20 times 20 times 37 is 1,480. I'm going to divide it by 3. It's a decimal, so I'm going to leave it as 14,800 over 3, and I'm going to times that whole thing by pi. So there's my answer. I'm going to write it down in simplified form. Volume equals 14,800 pi over 3, and my label on this one is inches, so it's going to be inches cubed. $14,800 pi over 3 inches cubed. I'm going to do 2 more problems, just like I did in the previous video. I'll do 4 total. Let's look to see if there's any challenging ones here. Let's actually look at the bottom one. Number 10, a conical tank has a radius of 31 inches and a height of 48. Find the volume of the tank. Radius was 31 inches and height was 48. I want you to pay attention to how I'm writing down the information that was in the problem to help me out. Volume is equal to the area of the base times the height of the cone divided by 3. And now I'm going to fill in numbers. The area of the base is equal to pi times the radius squared. And then I'm going to times it by the height of the prism, which in this case is 48. I'm going to divide all of that by 3, because a cone is 1/3 the size of a cylinder. So 31 times 31 times 48 is 46,128. I'm going to divide that by 3. It's a whole number, so I can use it. 15,376 times pi, and the labels were inches, so my label is going to be inches cubed. Not too bad. Let's write that on the worksheet, and then I'll do another example. And let's see, anything else look particularly challenging? Let's just pick number 7 since it's sideways. Could be a little twist to the problem. Maybe you didn't know how to do it if it was sideways. The radius is 27, and the height's 47. Again, I want you to pay attention how I'm recording the information in the problem. That's a good habit to get into. It helps you stay accurate. Volume equals the area of the base times its height divided by 3. The area of the base is equal to pi times radius squared. Pi times 27 squared. The height of the cylinder is 47. And I'm going to divide all of that by 3. Calculator work here, 27 times 27 times 47 equals 34,263. See if that divides by 3. It does. 11,421 times pi. And so your answer is 11,421 pi, and the label would be feet cubed. I hope you don't find this too difficult. It is a lot of calculator work. Make sure you're following the formula exactly. If you're getting wrong answers, hunt me down, find me. I can help you out, but hopefully this all made sense. Good luck.